Greasefang, let's go versus the ambitious Sea Wider. Yeah. Gaze. That's all we need. We just need to gaze. Oh, if they take the gaze, I am done. I hope they didn't see it. They didn't. They would take one of those freaking... Okay, that's a decent draw too. I do need black though, but alright, let's go. Yep. If they're Rakdos mid-range, they have the cool art here. I don't know where to get that. I'll take one town. Yeah, that's okay. I can kill the Harvester if I want to. I might need to. Let's do it. Reduce a little bit of damage. Okay, I just need to find a Greasefang or get one into my graveyard.
Nobody knows.
Oh, this has to be the Prankster now.
Won't be outsmarting me.
Okay. Otherworldly Gaze. It's all down to you finding a Greasefang. Find Greasefang or die. Ouch. Well, they're gonna take the Recommission now. They're gonna take my Parhelion. Or not. Wow, they're almost have enough cards to reanimate that thing.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
Okay. Okie dokie. Lemon smoky. Do I need to put anything else in the graveyard? Not really. I'll put the land in the graveyard. Yep, got them. Wow, yeah, just barely making it. I didn't even need the Surveil, but I mean, that increased my chances to find Greasefang, but it was on the top anyway. But yeah, that was a close one. The opponent did disrupt me well enough to really get me off balance, but yeah, did manage to find what I needed in the end. On to the next game. Esper Greasefang versus Collector Denuat. I go first, and I only have one land, so that's not gonna work. This works. I don't need the Supplier actually, because I have everything I need. If they have hand disruption, this is just gonna go south real quick. Okay. I also need a target so I can discard this. So let's hope they play a creature here. Okay, Steel Cutter, that's not a creature yet. I hope they, yeah, they're gonna try to activate this. And I will be able to Greasefang next turn. No, I won't. What is going on? Why are they not making creatures? Sure. Okay, now they are fine. That's also a nice art. They're gonna go for Treasure Cruise. There he is. And that's enough. Perfect. The opponent did tap out. They could have potentially kept up. Well, no, if they did at once they exiled their whole graveyard to the Treasure Cruise, not even a Fiery Impulse would have worked. So, but maybe they would have had something to bounce. Not sure, but yeah, seeing that they tapped out, that was my opportunity here. So yeah, this worked out. On to the next one. Esper, Greasefang versus a Japanese friend. Player, opponent. All the same. Faithful Mending seems good. Okay, I don't need that much lands. Do I need the Bitter Triumph? Take it. I won't Prankster here because I'll mill away the land, so that's something to consider. Oh god. Let's denial that. I think the opponent is mill. Now I'm almost I'm not sure. I'm gonna play the Greasefang and hope it sticks. That's not a given at all. Yeah. Oh my god, they have an Oculus. Why? Maybe I shouldn't have counted the founding, I guess. Huh, a recommission. Am I just gonna go for it blindly here? No, I'm gonna wait now. I'm gonna Prankster and Gaze and keep up Bitter Triumph here. Yeah, I'll take it. I could use... Okay, that's good. That in my hand is good. That also coming up is good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to just keep trying here now. I know they can keep removing it. Ooh, a Caballero into the interesting, into the Oculus. Sure. Okay, now I can finally reanimate freely. If I draw, no, I don't draw land. Okay. This should be enough. Putting the opponent down to 1. And just having so much power and toughness on the board, 2 flyers, I think this should be game. Yep, it is! Wow, Esper Greasefang is really on a roll here. Despite them being able to kill my Greasefangs multiple times. Did they do that? They had 2 bitter triumphs. That was both Greasefang, right? Yeah, but digging deep into the deck with Worldly Gaze, Faithful Mending, Picklock Prankster is definitely helps you find what you need. On to the next game. Esper Greasefang versus Kuryu the Bardler. Yes. That was not really the best mill, but I'll take it. Don't want them drawing a card, especially that they're on 1 land. Or maybe they're not. Okay. I don't want to play this because I don't want to discard the denial. Okay, I really need a reanimation spell here. So this mending really needs to find something. What's your party? Each cleric... Okay, so... Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll show them the supplier. I don't need the denial, honestly. I need to find a reanimation spell. That's really what I desperately need. Ouch. Do I want a Prankster in response? I don't think so. Wait, did I only show 1 card here? Interesting. Ah, because they only have these are both rogues. I see. Alright, you gotta find me what I need. This. Now, they could have something. I'm actually just gonna play the Oculus, I think. How many do I need to exile? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can they deal with the Oculus? Now, they could have... Drown in the Lock? Oh, interesting. So they're pushing their own thing to push this. Yeah, okay. Well, that's pretty good for me, to be honest. Next turn I can recommission Greasefang then. Or just play it. I'm actually gonna go for the Skysovereign here. Get rid of their stuff. And I think this one is now wrapped up. This thing's only good when entering later on. It's just a 1/2. If it was a 2/2, oh, 1,000-faced shadow. Huh? What? Okay. So we are just gonna we're gonna actually recommission as well. The Oculus. And yeah, the Oculus can crew the Parhelion, and then that's an attack for lethal. So another victory yet for Esper Greasefang. Esper Greasefang still doing what it does best. Find Greasefang, or get it back from the graveyard, and then Parhelion for victory. On to the next game. Esper Greasefang versus Crafty Skepty Chippy. Alright, final game for today's run. We are standing at 4-0. Another one-lander, which I cannot keep. This is better. What am I going to ditch, though? I'm going to ditch the Oculus. Yeah. Ditching a Faithful Mending is often good too, because that gives you something to do on turn 2. The Mending is awkward at this point because I have good stuff. Alright, can we find a Parhelion? Ideally with the Stitcher. So if the Stitcher now hits Parhelion, then I have a good chance here. Yes. All right. Wow. Even hitting the... do I want to mend? I don't even want to mend. I want to have that for later. And here we go. What does that do? Wait. I need to check what this does. No. Okay. They have to pay 1 for doing that. So let's go for the Skysovereign here. Kill both their creatures and attack for 6. I think that's already pretty good value there. Only thing is I don't have Stubborn Denial up. And this is actually good because this gives me something to do with the Mending as well. Something to discard. But yeah. We are not fully there yet. If they kill this Greasefang, I'm back to square 1. The opponent being a creature-based deck tells me though that they may not be running some hard removal. And also they actually only have colors to cast creatures. So they won't be able to kill this. No way. And I have Parhelion already in the graveyard. So this is gonna be a very likely victory here. Alright, leaving the opponent at 1. And now I have the Stubborn Denial available. And a Mending to discard both of these again and go for it again. Plus the board on itself is just any one of these creatures remaining on the board will be victory. I don't think there's any 3-mana card that is available that can get rid of this board at this point in time. So I think this is going to be a 5-0. So if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to skip ahead during these moments of roping. GG it is. Alright, nice. Esper Greasefang really doing what we are used to it doing successfully. Alright, let's head over to the recap. Alright, Esper Greasefang. Let's have a look at the deck that brought us to a 5-0 run today. So we have a very already well organized suite of lands. Most of them are all able to, you need 2, 3, maximum 4 lands for this deck, and you can go from there. But you do want them to be available from the get-go, so that's kind of important. The key combo of the deck is Parhelion or Skysovereign with Greasefang. The Parhelion or Skysovereign obviously being in the graveyard for Greasefang to reanimate. We also added an Oculus here because it's actually in this deck it's possible to hardcast it sometimes, but also with 4 recommissions and 2 can't stay aways. If you don't have a Greasefang in the graveyard, this is a very, very good alternative target. Also, the Manifest Dread can help you put stuff in the graveyard, such as Gazes or Mendings. So then we have 4 Bitter Triumphs, so you do have some creature removal in the deck, and this is also an ability to discard cards, because if you have Skysovereign, Parhelion, or sometimes Oculus, those are cards you want to have in your graveyard instead. We also have 4 Stubborn Denials, because this is your form of preventing the opponent to interact with your combo or kill your Greasefang in some situations. And this is, once a Greasefang or an Oculus is on the battlefield, this thing is active with Ferocious. The rest of the deck is basically finding the things you want. So the Gaze is perfect. The Gaze is such a, Surveil 3 is pretty deep in your deck, so you see a lot of cards. Your hand size is tends to be small with this deck, because you discard a lot, and the Gaze or the Mending is kind of card disadvantage, but they help you dig and put things in the graveyard, which on the other hand is then card advantage again, because you can cast them again for flashback. So the Gaze, the Supplier fills your graveyard, the Prankster fills your graveyard and finds you, for example, Stubborn Denial, Recommission, or Bitter Triumph. And the Mending is there to, draw 2, discard 2, so helps you discard stuff from your hand. And the flashback is very helpful as well, because, you do put stuff in your graveyard, and then you can have, it's basically having some extra cards to play from your graveyard. Same goes for Can't Stay Away. Yeah, that's it. Pretty straightforward deck list, but still doing its job very well. All right, let's take a look at some flavor text. Faithful Mending. What has been looted can be restored. The church lives on within us. And on that note, Thanks for watching. Have fun. See you in the arena, and peace.